Neil, I want to ask you that do you go to your Akash classes regularly?
Yes, yes, I do go to Akash regular.
Regularly. So what is your self-study time? Like self-study means when you study alone. I'm not talking about the the tuition time.
Classes. Yeah.
Yeah. What is your personal
Mostly,
study time?
mostly it will be during the evening or the night time.
Okay. So are you getting at least 6 hours in a day to study for your self-study? I'm not including the classes time.
Not exactly, not an
So,
entire 6 hours.
Neil, just as your mentor, I would like to tell you that at your stage, 6 hours of study is very, very important. Why I am saying this line? Because see, we can give you the best explanation, but the preparation you have to only give, right? So I request you that any day, is there any day where you think that you can skip the Akash class? I need your, means I want you to tell apart from Saturday, Sunday. Because usually on the Saturday, Sunday, we are in the, mode of quite, we also need a break. I am a teacher, I also need a break, right? At least for one day. So what I want that at least for one day from Akash, you take a break as you are also taking one-to-one classes from all of us. So now you tell me, is it possible?
Yeah, teacher, it's totally possible.
Totally possible. So you are going over there and you are getting the classes, right?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. So now onwards, like in the next week, you can inform to the coordinator, or can you fix any day where when you are skipping the classes? On which day you will skip the class? Means
So actually, the thing is that the timetable keeps on changing every week.
oh,
So we
okay,
don't exactly know कि next week का क्या schedule रहेगा. So it's not
okay,
exactly
no
predictable.
problem. But
There's no
I
pattern.
request you, no problem, Neil. I
I'll try.
request
I'll try.
you, yeah, no, what you have to do every week, the coordinator ma'am is also here. Whichever day you are skipping the class, and at least one class, you have to message to the coordinator. I will give you a morning class. Morning class means around 10 or 11 o'clock. And on that day, we will have the test series of NEET.
Oh,
Right? Like one day before, you will message me that you are not going to the coaching. I will give you the message that, okay, you have to prepare this chapter and we will practice the questions on that. Because see, you can practice only on that day when you are not going to the coaching. Today, I know you have came back at 3 o'clock. Right, Neil?
yes.
Okay. Thanks for your cooperation. Now, let's start the chapter Animal Tissues. So
Teacher,
first of
I had just one doubt regarding the test series only. In what format will the test series be? Will I have to write down the answers in a notebook and
no,
send
no, no, you are
like
here
a
for the
Google
need,
form?
right? No, no, no.
Yeah, yeah,
You are here for the need only, right?
yeah.
No. So see, when we have a NEET student, then for that NEET student, we have a lot of MCQ practice. See, I will show you. Suppose today you told me that you want to study this chapter, structural organization, right? You told me.
Yes.
So whenever this chapter is completed, I have thousands of MCQs for you to practice.
Okay. Oh,
Okay, so for your NEET, and I came to know that you want to prepare for your Maharashtra board also, right?
yes.
Yeah, so one day we will have the class for that also, right?
Sure.
For that, if you want, I can give you the theory paper, no problem,
Okay.
right?
Okay.
Okay,
What's it?
so now let's start with the class. Basically, the study of tissues is called as histology, and this term was given by Meyer, right? How many types of tissues are there? Epithelial, connective, muscular, and nervous tissue. Which question you can expect from NEET for this topic is origin of their origin of the tissues. Like means I want to tell you, connective tissue are always mesoderm in origin and muscular tissues are also mesoderm in origin. But the nervous tissue is only ectoderm in origin. Do you understand these terms? No.
Yes, yes.
Okay. This is a very common question of need. The origin of tissues. So I remember you informed me that you want something in writing also. I remember you were the student who told me that please tell me the notes. You were the student? No.
Yes.
Yeah. So, Neil, if you want to write something over here, only for the epithelial tissue, you need to make a chart and you need to write ectoderm, endoderm, and mesoderm. And for connective tissue, connective and muscular tissue, you need to write mesoderm. And for nervous tissue, you need to write ectoderm. This is a very,
Oh,
very important question for Neil from this part. Then for the function part,
oh,
I hope you know that epithelial tissue is for absorption. We have all the glands present, like we have the sweat glands, we have the mammary glands present on the epithelial tissue. If I talk about the connective tissue, they are playing a very important role in attachment and in storage and in support the muscular tissues and the nervous tissue. Right, Neil?
yes, yes.
Shall I scroll down?
Just 1 second. I'm just making a
Yeah,
table of
yeah, please do.
types origins.
One time there was a question asked in NEET. Tissue is a group of cells which are dissimilar in structure. They haven't written that the cells are similar. They have used a term dissimilar and they have asked whether it is correct or not. So just a small line. Most of the students didn't read the question properly and they marked it correct. But actually it is the cells which are similar in structure, origin and function.
Oh,
Any doubt?
not sure. No.
Now, coming to the epithelial tissues. The most important, shall I scroll down, right?
No, no.
Oh.
Yeah, teacher, you can scroll down.
Okay. Now, the next important question for NEET. Which tissue has no blood supply? It is the epithelial tissue, right? Then, the location of simple squamous epithelium. Following are the places. Do you want something?
Yeah, teacher, the doorbell just rang. Nobody's at home. So can I just,
Okay,
sorry,
no
teacher,
problem.
I'll be back in 1. Yeah, teacher, I'm back. No,
Okay.
very sorry.
Now, no problem. So basically, now we will talk about the location of the epithelial tissue. The location of the epithelial tissue says that they are present in the alveoli of the lungs. They are present in the Bowman's capsule of nephron. They are present in the loop of Henle of ascending and descending limb. Right? Have you
Yes,
have you
yes.
heard these terms before?
Yes, teacher, it was taught to us.
Okay. So basically, this is the place where you can find the squamous epithelium. Then we have the cuboidal epithelium. Cuboidal epithelium for this is very important. It is found in the germinal epithelium of seminiferous tubules of testis. Very common question. Which epithelium is found in the testes? It is the cuboidal epithelium. And the proximal convoluted tubule of nephron. Right now, I told you Bowman's capsule of nephron is containing squamous epithelium, but proximal convoluted tubule of nephron is containing the cuboidal epithelium. Very, very important. Done?
Yeah, answer. Yeah.
Now, see, this was simple epithelium. Simple epithelium means same type of cells. And same type of cells and single layer of cells like this. It is the simple. But if I say something is compound like this, something is compound. This is compound, right? Compound epithelium. It
Yes.
is a multiple cell layer where we have transitional epithelium and we have stratified epithelium, right?
Yes.
Now, again, the location is very important. Very, very important point. In which epithelial tissue you will find absence of basement membrane? Do you know, if I talk about any epithelial tissue, you will always find a basement membrane over there. Do you know this?
Yes. Yes. The
Yes. But
non-cellular layer.
very good. But only epithelium where the basement membrane is absent, that is the transitional epithelium, which is found in the basically in the nephron. See, urinary bladder, ureter, urethra means basically you can find them in the excretory system. This way you can learn that basically the parts of excretory system contains transitional epithelium in which the basement membrane is absent. Then we have stratified squamous epithelium. Stratified squamous epithelium says the outer layer cells are flat, means this is the meaning of stratification, that the outer cells, they are something like flat and the inner one are like cuboidal, right? So this is
Right.
stratified. You will find them that they are present in the epidermis of the skin, and they are also present in the buccopharyngeal cavity. This is not that much important. I'm not asking you to leave it, but the only point is till now, whatever I have told you is regularly and repeatedly being asked in the NEET. That where is simple squamous epithelium, where is simple cuboidal epithelium, where is transitional epithelium. But yes, we have less questions of stratified epithelium. Please let me know when I have to scroll.
Yeah, sir. I'm just writing this.
Yeah,
Writing down the questions which you're telling us.
yeah. So, Neil, you are taught in the same way in Akash?
Uh, Not exactly. In Akash, there is more details, but this is more simplified and it's easier to understand. This and they don't exactly use an online method. They usually just make us read the books once and then they explain it.
I
But
know.
the
Actually, I am asking because I was also teaching over there in Noida.
uh,
Yeah, that's why I left there because the timings were too long. Byju's.
yeah,
Yeah, that's why I asked you.
okay. Yeah, teacher.
Okay. Then again, I repeat that it's not that it cannot come, that where is a stratified epithelium found or where is columnar epithelium found, but definitely it is quite less important. Now, glandular epithelium means basically the glands. We know we have exocrine, we have mixed, we have endocrine glands. Do you know the difference between exocrine and endocrine?
Uh, Exocrine was the one where exocrine directly released its products like enzymes and stuff onto the surface of animals, and I think endocrine.
See, basically
I don't.
exocrine, whatever, see, if it is a gland, that means it must be secreting something. And usually the glands, they secrete hormones, right? Or enzymes. So if it is a gland, how it is passing the hormone? Either it is through a duct means a canal, a pipe, or it is going and mixing with the blood. So if it is going with in the blood only, there is no duct, there is no tube, then it is called as a endocrine gland. Endocrine means मैं सामान डाल रही हूं लेकिन कोई पाइप नहीं है, ब्लड में ही साथ में हार्मोन जा रहा है. एक्सोक्रीन मीन्स पाइप के थ्रू सामान जा रहा है. दिस इज द डिफरेंस बिटवीन एक्सोक्रीन एंड एंडोक्रीन. What is the like you might have heard about the mammary glands. Mammary glands में जो milk आता है, it comes through a proper opening, right? We have a
Yes.
proper opening through which the milk comes out. While pituitary gland आपका जो है, जो भी आपका इंसुलिन ग्लूकागॉन जो भी सब निकलता है वो सब ब्लड में ही रहता है. There is not any proper pipe how it is been getting released. So this is the difference between endocrine and exocrine glands. Mixed glands में partially का example आ जाता है, जैसे कि आपको ये पता होना चाहिए कि the pancreas is an example of mixed gland. It is some part is endocrine, some part is exocrine, right? Now
Yes.
this was on the basis of the duct. Now it is on the basis of the number of cells. It can be unicellular, means it has only single cell. And you must know the example of unicellular gland, that is goblet cells. We will do more, but this is the best example. Why it is given? Because this is usually asked in the NEET. That give an example of unicellular gland, a gland which is made up of only one cell, that is goblet cell, right? Now,
Yes.
again, we have simple glands, we have compound glands. Only you must know the name of the glands. Nothing much is being asked. Glands, you know, we have intestinal glands, we have sweat glands, we have cutaneous glands, right? And when I talk about the compound gland, we can have Brunner's gland, we can have gastric glands, we can have active mammary glands, we can have Cooper's gland. These all are the names of the gland. Nothing much you have to know, but only being a bio student, you must know the name of the glands. Now, what is important? The cell which is destroyed at the time of secretion, like the holocrete, there are again the mechanism how the secretion takes place. We have three mechanisms. One is holocrete. These all three are important. You can expect a question for need. In holocrene, whatever cells are made, they are destroyed at the time of secretion, and sebaceous gland is the best example. For apocrine, they are destroyed at the time of secretion. Only the upper part of the cell is destroyed. The mammary gland is a modified apocrine gland. Very, very important question for me. Give an example of a modified apocrine sweat gland. It is the mammary gland. And then we have the mirocline, where the substance they release through diffusion, and it is the sweat and the salivary glands. Only the most important point which you must know, the example of holocrine, that is sebaceous. The example of apocrine, that is mammary gland. They won't ask you the definition. Only the name and the example, right? Then on the basis of what they are secreting, like if they are secreting mucus, they can have mucus gland. If they are secreting serocytes, they can have serous glands. If they are secreting mucus, they can, if they are secreting both the serous and the mucus, they can be mixed gland, right?
Yeah.
Any doubt?
No, not.
Anything you want to write? I want you to write that holocrine, the example is sebaceous, and for apocrine, the example is mammary gland. This point I want you to write.
Oh,
We have the next class also today at 6 o'clock. I hope you know.
okay. So I
Yeah.
think I
To,
got it.
on Thursday, we have two classes, one at this time, the another one at 6 o'clock.
Okay. Oh,
And the third class I will take on that day when you will have your off. I can take in the evening also, but I want you to self study for at least 5 to 6 hours and then tell me that yes, I am prepared now. And I'm not talking about only biology, I'm talking about physics, chemistry also. Because for NEET, you need the exams in all the three subjects.
yes.
Done? Now,
Not
this all, sorry?
not sure I wasn't done.
Oh, sorry.
I just have to write holocrine and apocrine, right?
Yeah, only the examples. Because these, see, the points which I'm asking you, I will be sharing these notes with you. But the points which I
Okay.
am asking you, that I want to say, I want to tell you that you are not allowed to leave these points. They are very, very important,
Okay,
right?
sure. Yeah, it's
Now,
done.
for connective tissues, again, we have to study that in the connective tissue proper, we have the mesenchymal stem cells, we have the macrophage cells, we have the fibroblast cells. Now, means they are telling you that if it is a tissue, then it must be made up of some cells. Which cells are there? Fibroblast, the largest cell. Very, very important. Which is the largest cell of the connective tissue? It is the fibroblast. The function is to form the matrix and the fibers only, but the name is fibroblast. Plasma cells, called as the cartwheel cells. A neat line. Once they have asked, dash cells help in the formation of antibodies. We all know that plasma cells help in the formation of antibodies. But if we don't know that cartwheel cells also help, we can't do that question. Why? Because they haven't given any option of plasma cells. उन्होंने प्लाज्मा सेल का कोई ऑप्शन ही नहीं दिया था, उन्होंने कार्ट व्हील सेल्स लिखा था. तो कार्ट व्हील सेल्स आपको पता होना चाहिए कि प्लाज्मा सेल्स को कहते हैं. Then the third question from this point, the mast cells क्या secrete करते हैं? They secrete histamine, heparin or serotonin. Right? So
Yes.
these are the cells of connective tissue proper. Please note down these lines.
Yeah, sure, done.
Okay. Now, the fibers, we can have the white fibers also, we can have the yellow fibers also. The white fibers, they make the collagen protein, and the yellow fibers, they make the elastin protein. So you might have heard also that basically the ligaments are made up of yellow fibers. Do you know that ligaments are made up of yellow fibers and tendons are made up of white fibers? Tendons are made
Yes,
up of
good
white
told.
fibers, right? But that is not much important for NEET. It is quite easy according to NEET. Then, in the matrix of the fibers, you will always find a polysaccharide that is made up of hyaluronic acid and mucoprotein. Now, coming to the types of the connective tissue, first we have the fibrous connective tissue, in which we have the white fibrous connective tissue, right? Now, when I talk about the connective tissue, it is anything which is connecting. It can be a cord, it can be a sheet, it can be anything, right? It can be any fiber. So, first of all, you must know that the strongest tendon is tendocalcaneus. Have you heard this term before?
No, no, I haven't heard this. No, I haven't heard this one.
Okay, okay, no problem. Please write this. That's why I'm asking.
No, no, I wrote it. I wrote it.
Okay. Now, nothing else is much important from there. Now, the areolar connective tissue, it is the loose connective tissue. Where it is found, it is also found in the respiratory tubule, in the alimentary canal. Then we have the specialized connective tissue where you will find in the embryonic tissues also, in the umbilical cord, in the coxcomb, right? Reticular tissue you will find in the spleen, adipose tissue you will find in the fat. This question you can expect that which tissue is present in the fat cells or which tissue is formed by the fat cells. It is the adipose tissue, right? Then the next question, what is the cavity of bone marrow called? In the bone marrow, we have a cavity which is called as endosteum. Done?
Yes,
Okay. Now, then we have the skeletal connective tissue. In the skeletal connective tissue, we have two types. We have two components, cartilage, and in the cartilage we have the hyaline cartilage, we have the calcified cartilage, we have the white fibrous and the yellow elastic cartilage, right? So when I talk about the cartilage, always you must know if it is a cartilage, the substance, the jelly like substance which is present, it is chondrin. It is a normal understanding. It is not a NEET level question. It is an easy question. But you must know that the covering of the cartilage is called as perichondrium. Why are you knowing this? That the covering of the cartilage is known as chondrium. Why you know this?
somewhat.
Cartilage covering. Yeah, basically it is known as perichondrium. Then we have the hyaline cartilage. You will find now this is an important point for NEET. In highlight, you can be asked which see, we know that we have the cartilage in the nose. We all know that the cartilage is present in the nose. You can be asked which cartilage is present in the nasal septum. Which cartilage is present in the nasal septum? Please write this line. In the nasal septum, this is the nasal septum, the nose. Hyaline cartilage we have. On the C-shaped rings in the trachea, the windpipe, we have the hyaline cartilage. Do you think I am fast?
No, teacher. No, teacher. I'm okay with the pace. Yeah, teacher. I wrote.
Okay. Now, apart from that, you must know that basically in the ear pinna, this is the ear pinna, we have the yellow elastic cartilage. And one thing very important, right now I told you in the nasal septum, we have the hyaline cartilage. But at the tip of the nose, this is the tip of the nose, we have yellow elastic cartilage. Tip of the nose, we have the yellow elastic cartilage. Then Harvasian lamella. Harvasian lamella, it is exactly a type of lamella which is present in the bone, right? In the bone matrix, we have a lamella. We have actually many lamella like circumferential, interstitial, nothing is important. Only Harvasian lamella is important. Why? Because it is present only in the mammals. It is a characteristic feature of mammals. That is why Harvasian lamella is important.
Yeah, teacher.
Done?
Yes.
Then, if I talk about the histology of the bone, the outer white fibrous connective tissue is known as the peristoeum, and the inner one is known as endosteum. Then, I will suggest you, Neil, that whenever we study for NEET, we never study the whole topics. अगर आप सब कुछ पढ़ने की कोशिश करोगे तो आप नहीं कर पाओगे, क्योंकि आपको फिजिक्स, केमिस्ट्री, बायो तीनों पढ़नी है, राइट? तो जो भी आपको आकार से, या मैं जो आपको मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट बताती हूँ, वो आप एक कॉपी में लिख लीजिए कि वो तो छोड़ना ही नहीं है। अब बाकी
हाँ
आपकी
वही
श्रद्धा
कर
है,
रहा हूँ वही कर
राइट? राइट, या बाकी आपकी श्रद्धा है कि आई एम नॉट आस्किंग यू टू लीव एनीथिंग, बट वी हैव सीन दैट इन 10 to 15 years नीट में रिपीटेड क्वेश्चंस 60% आते हैं, ओनली दे चेंज द लैंग्वेज. 60 to 70% they only change the language, and they actually give the questions from particular topics only, right? CPMT में थोड़ा सा डिफरेंट था, लेकिन जब से नीट हो रहा है, एनटीए करा रहा है, तब से थोड़ा सा डिफरेंट हो गया है. डू यू थिंक द सेम, नील?
I've seen
राइट, सॉरी,
seen some of the papers and it is
रिपीटेड क्वेश्चंस.
yes repeated.
यस, या दैट्स वाई जो भी आपसे कहा जा रहा है कि नहीं ये आता है, वो तो आपको पढ़ना ही है, बाकी आपकी मर्जी आप कितना पढ़ते हैं. नाउ, ओरिजिन के बेसिस में वी कैन हैव अ कार्टिलेजिनस बोन्स, मींस व्हिच इज फॉर्म्ड बाय द ऑसिफिकेशन ऑफ कार्टिलेज. Then we can have a visceral bone, we can have a membranous bone, and when we have a sesamoid bone. In this, only this bone is important. Why? You can be asked which bone is present in the kneecap. In the kneecap, the knee, it is the patella bone. Patella, the name is, for the kneecap we call it as patella, and the bone is sesamoid. Why it is important? Because it is formed by the joining of tendons. by the ossification of tendons. So that is why it makes it important. Cartilaginous bones are formed by ossification of cartilage. Sesamoid bones are formed by the ossification of tendons. Done, Neil?
Just writing the examples. Done, done.
Okay, vascular tissue. When I talk about vascular tissue, we know that blood is there. The study of the blood is called as hematology. The study of the serum is called as serology. In man, we have 5 to 6 liters of the blood, right? It is slightly alkaline in nature. We have two parts. We have the plasma fluid and we have the blood cells, right? Then, if I talk about the plasma, it is pale yellow in color. Then, if we talk about, see, this all you must know, but it is not that important for NEET. Now, what is important for NEET? This is important. The organic part of the plasma. Albumin helps it is a type of protein which maintains the osmotic pressure. You can be asked, dash protein helps in maintaining the osmotic pressure. It is the albumin. Dash protein helps in blood clotting. It is the fibrinogen. Dash protein act as an antibody. It is the globulins. All three are important. Fibrinogens, albumins, even their percentage is also very important. Why? Because you must know that in plasma protein, the maximum amount is of albumin.
Just one second, teacher. I'm writing numbers. Yeah, teacher.
Done? Now, then we have an anticoagulant which prevents the coagulation of the blood. That anticoagulant is heparin. It is secreted by liver, mast, and basophil cells. Very, very important. Then in the blood, you can have some waste products also. You can have some nutrients also like glucose and cholesterol. Right? This you need to write that the which anticoagulant is present in the blood. It is the heparin. अगर ये नहीं होगा तो ब्लड हमेशा क्लॉट करता रहेगा. तो हेपारिन इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. कहां से बनता है? लिवर, मास्ट सेल और बेसोफिल से. देन टॉकिंग अबाउट द आरबीसीज, यू मस्ट नो आरबीसीज के बारे में आपको क्या पता होना चाहिए? अर्ली एम्ब्रियो में आरबीसी इज न्यूक्लिएटेड. वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. Usually people think that RBC is non-nucleated, right, Neil? We study this only that it
Yes.
doesn't has a nucleus. Do you know that
Yes.
in the embryo they have? Do you know?
Yes, yes. And then as they mature, they lose their nucleus to make more space for oxygen carriers.
Excellent, excellent. Now, the next point, the largest RBC, you must know it is of a salamander and the smallest is for a musketeer. In the mammals, it is for the largest is for the elephant. Then the lifespan is not that much important, but usually we know that for humans it is 120 days. Then we must know that in case there is an increase in the RBC count, we call it as polycythemia. Its count is very high in altitudes. And you will see that the main organs where it is formed, it is embryo, yolk sac, spleen, and liver.
Is it important to write that RBC count is high in high altitudes and the
No, no, no,
sentence
no,
after that?
no. This is, see, this is a general understanding, right? That when you go to a high altitudes, you will find that the RBC count increases. But this is a general understanding. But yes, this is important that the organs where it is made, they are yolk sac, spleen, and liver. Then, as a biology student, you must know what is the leukocyte count, a normal leukocyte count, which we must have. It is between 4,000 to 11,000, right? Then, leukopenia, low level of WBC. High level of WBC is leukocytosis, and abnormal increase in the WBC is leukemia, right? They are definitely much larger than RBC in size, and they are much less in number. Please remember, WBCs are much larger than RBCs in size. Their size is more. They contain everything. They contain nucleus, they contain cytoplasm, they contain mitochondria, they contain Golgi apparatus, everything they have. Then, talking about the types of leukocytes, WBCs. So you know that they can have granules in them. They can have a multilobulated nucleus in them. So in that case, granulocytes are called as polymorphonuclear leukocytes. PMNL is the another name of granulocytes because they contain the granules. Then those which contain the granules, they can be neutrophils, they can be basophils, they can be eosinophils. Please remember, these three types of granulocytes are there. Eosinophils, basophils, and neutrophils again. Now, as it is a basophil, the dye which is used for staining is methylene blue. Only usually the dye for basophil is being asked. They don't ask for eosinophil because the dye is eosin and it is very easy to check, right?
Yes.
Then, if I talk about agranulocytes, they don't have any granules. We have monocytes, we have lymphocytes. Then you must know that monocytes, their number is quite large. Then we have platelets, which are the smallest, and their number is 2 to 5 lakhs. They are formed from megakaryocytes of the bone marrow, right? Then their lifespan is also only 9 to 12 days. Lymph is nothing but if I minus RBCs from the blood, or if I minus platelets from the blood, then we have get the lymph, right? And this you must know. Serum is plasma minus fibrinogen, and lymph is blood minus RBCs or platelets. Please remember, serum does not clot because it is not having fibrinogen. It will not clot, but lymph will clot. This is the difference. It can be asked in the exam. Written?
No, no, I'm writing. Sir, you had mentioned about clotting. So serum won't clot, right? Easily.
Yes, yes, yes. Can I scroll?
No, no. I'm asking. You had mentioned about
Yeah,
clotting.
yeah, yeah.
So
Yeah, serum
serum
will
won't
not
clot.
clot. Yeah, why? Because it doesn't has fibrinogen.
Okay.
Like, see, this can be an assertion question. Why? In assertion, they can write that serum is plasma minus fibrinogen. This is the assertion. Sorry, the assertion is serum does not clot. This is the assertion. This is the assertion. Reason, because plasma serum is nothing but it is plasma minus fibrinogen. So if they are giving this reason, then it is correct. But apart from fibrinogen, if they have written histamine, suppose they can write histamine, they can write plasma, they can write albumin, right? If they are writing the name of any other protein, then that is not the reason. Only the fibrinogen is, since it is absent, that is why the blood is not clotting, right?
Yes.
Now, muscular tissues, again, we study in our lower classes that the smooth muscles which don't work under our will, they are present in the iris, they are present in the penis, they are present in the ciliary bodies, and they have only one nucleus, uninucleated. They don't have any branching, they have only one nucleus. They don't have any A and I bond. This is important. Do you understand AI bands? Okay, we will do in this chapter only. In the muscles, we have the fibers called as A bands, I bands, H bands. So they want to tell you that in the smooth, see, if it is a muscle, it is made up of fiber only. The fiber's name is A, I, and H. So they want to tell you that in smooth muscles, these bands are absent, but we have actin and myosin, right? Then the longest muscle is present in the pregnant uterus. Have you heard about the cord which travels and it gives everything to the
Umbilical
baby?
cord.
Yeah. So basically, they want to tell
Placenta.
you about that point only, that it is the longest muscle and the smallest is present in the blood vessels, right? Similarly, if I talk about the striated, which is working according to our will, we have the thigh muscles, which are the longest muscles. The name is sartorius, and the smallest one is present in the ear, which is the stapes, right? Now, again, they are long, fibrous, they have multi-nucleus. Why? Because they need more energy. We keep on moving our hands, we keep on walking, so that's why they are multinucleated. Whenever we have any covering of a muscle fiber, always it is called as sarcolemma, please remember, and the fluid is called as sarcoplasm, right?
Yes.
Then, if I talk about myofibrils, we have in the muscle fibers. I told you that if it is a muscle, it will be made up of fibrils only. They can be dark, called as A bands. They can be light, called as I bands, right? And I told you, means this is a structure of a fiber which we are going to do exactly. So dark, but you must know only thing that whenever we study about the dark bands, these are the A bands. And whenever we study the I bands, these are basically the light bands, right? Now, What is a sarcomere? It is the functional unit of a muscle fiber. The functional unit of a muscle fiber is nothing but it is a sarcomere, right? Now, if I talk about myofilaments, we have myosin filaments and we have actin filaments. You must know, for myosin, you must know that it is just a protein. Actin, you must know it is made up of a tropomyosin and a troponin protein. We will study this structure. Don't write right now. Only what you have to write here, that sarcomere is the functional unit of a muscle fiber. Only you need to write this.
Yes.
Any doubt?
Not yet.
Share. Okay. Now, talking about the mechanism of contraction. Now we will see how the muscles they move. So first of all, this theory is called as sliding filament theory. Have you heard about this theory before?
No, not yet.
No. So basically what happens, it will tell you that how the actin filaments, they will contract and they will slide on the myosin filament. This you have to study. So first of all, we know that the muscles are neurogenic, means we get the message from the brain that we have to move our hand. Everything is neurogenic. Only our heart is myogenic, means our heart works on muscles. Our heart doesn't listens for brain, right? Do you know that the heart is myogenic?
Yes.
Right? But the muscles, they are neurogen, right? That they get the message from nerves. So how the junction between the muscle and the nerve, see, a nerve is bringing the signal and it is giving to muscle. So the junction is called as neuromuscular junction, right? Now, so basically what happens first, the actin filament slides into the myosin filament. I will show you a YouTube video for this. Either I will show you or I will send you. Right? What you
Sending
have
would be
to do?
better.
Huh?
Sending would be better since
Yeah, right. I will send
publishing.
you the video so that you can understand much better. The length of the sarcomere will decrease when basically the actin will move inside the myosin filament. So we will see basically this happens, means they told that how the muscles, their fibers move. So they told that there is something called as actin filament, there is something called as myosin filament. They move into each other, due to which the zone disappears.
Oh,
Right? This they
oh,
told. Then, if I talk about the cardiac muscles, they are present in the heart wall, they are voluntary in function, and again, they nothing else. Only this much is important, right?
yes.
Now, nervous tissue, I told you already the important point is they are ectodermal in origin. Longest cells, structural unit of nervous tissue is neuron. The cell body of neuron is called as cyton. Very, very important, a special granules present in the cyton and Nissls granules where the protein synthesis takes place. Very important question, that where are Nissl granules present? They are present in the cyton. That means the cell body of the neuron. They are the places where protein synthesis takes place. They are made up of basically rough endoplasmic reticulum. If they contain the ribosomes, that is why they are center of photosynthesis. Then axon, you know, it is a long nerve fiber. Very important that these granules, they are absent in exoplasm. Then what else? What else you must know over here? The membrane of the axon is called as exolemma. The third part of the nervous tissue is basically the lining of the brain, and it is composed of ciliated columnar epithelium. Very, very important. In the ependymal cells, means basically in the inner lining of the brain, you get the columnar epithelium, right? And then we have the neurosecretory cells, which are present only in the hypothalamus and they secrete neurohormones. Any doubt?
Uh, no, sir. I just wanted you to explain this Nissal's granules in more detail if you can.
Okay, so see, first of all, suppose this is the cell body. We have some granules like structure present. They want to tell you that these Nissl granules, they are the centers of protein synthesis.
Oh,
So if they are doing protein synthesis, they must be having ribosomes in them. They must be having ribosomes in them. So how
yes.
are the ribosomes present? They are not present individually, but they are present on the endoplasmic reticulum called as RER. This they want to tell you. See, it is a cell. It will have everything. It will have endoplasmic reticulum. It will have everything, right? So they want to tell you that they have rough endoplasmic reticulum. They don't have any smooth endoplasmic reticulum. Still not
Oh,
getting?
no, it's still a new topic for me, sir.
Okay, no problem. See, basically, like I told you that which question you can expect from here, that where are Nissl granules present? They can give you exon, they can give you cyton, they can even give you liver. Because see, the person who doesn't know, right? You can get liver option also, but you must know that Nissl granules, these are nothing, but these are the granules where the protein synthesis takes place and they are present in the cytosol. These 2 points you must know for this point.
Oh, good.
Any doubt?
No, 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 sir.
Any questions till
Clear.
now?
No, no,
I think now earthworm is not in the syllabus, right?
no, it's not in the syllabus.
Right? So
Neither
this,
is spelling triangle.
yeah, cockroach is there, right? Cockroach is there.
Cockroach is there. It's there in the text.
Okay. So basically now, like today in the 6 o'clock, we will, do you want me to start with cockroach or do you want me to do some questions?
I'm okay with either way.
So we can do with cockroach so that we can finish the chapter first, right?
Okay, sure,
Okay.
for sure.
Thank you. Please join on time at that time.
Okay,
Okay.
yes.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.